is about to come through in the mix once this Viper wall comes down.
Heat already got tagged, spam through the wall as Aspas is taking a little bit of damage in exchange, but Mazino is on the prowl. Look at the pathing that he takes. Goes around 410, manages to get around the site, and then strike. That's a really nice setup.
Yeah, and from the frenzy buy as well. Shy's back sight though. He gets 3 to the round. Salvation. It's down to a 1v1 now. Melser on a quick flank here. Aspas, he should be aware of this though, because he just cleared out all of CT.
He's got a ghost, no armor. Aspas is so
to the round. It seems like. Ooh, a little bit of jitters from Mazino. Oh my gosh, Aspas takes out Keznit in the head-to-head. Sheriff versus a Bulldog.
And honestly, that was a fight that went the way of Aspas almost every time when we saw these two teams clash last. So we'll keep a close eye on that and see who's on top in that duel. You see Lev starting to take back yellow. They've got harbor walls up. They've got Viper walls that can go up as soon as those go down. They've got a lot of layers to this. And then remember, this is an eco for them. They only have sheriffs.
Yeah, and I like the slow approach as well. And they're only able to do that because of the, you know, rechargeable walls that you were speaking of. They're able to layer their utility, get onto the actual site, make it very deadly with these classics up close and personal.
Yeah, I really like how they did that. They realized that the harbor wall was going to be going down soon. They take a step back, they throw a freeze on the round, wait for the Viper utility to go up, and then commit. Aspas already getting one is Shyy, who was the hero in the previous round, is looking to do a bit of the same.
And these positions right now are very good for Leviatán. Crossfires around the whole site, Doug.
You definitely don't want to start this series by getting eco'd in the second round, but it certainly seems like that's the case. Heat's left alone in a 1v4. He has a Guardian, and 3 members are so weak. But can he pull it off? Timing on the Dizzy from Heat.
Oh, but that's a really nice timing of a headshot on an MTA. And now that's a free A site, but I don't think Leviatán know that.
No, they're so concerned about it. They're going to try to rotate back, and they've cut off the contain. Shyy is now dead. Mid is wide open. It seems like they might be able to survive with this. Posted up in garage. Seems like they'll go through undetected, so the weapons, barring again, kiNgg dropping one. Plus who, man? It's been all text these last couple of times. We'll see how it continues to play out. Again, Crew in a desperate need to start to at least try to get a 5v4 numbers advantage, but Aspas continues to cause problems. Shy's in a really good spot here. Can he get out? No. Aspas with 3 on the round with help over the top, too. He was not able to get out, not able to survive. Nice movement there from Aspas, too. Getting high ground, avoiding the damage on the shock dart, which surely would have been on numbers right now. It's a 4v2. You've got guns, you've got ults, you've got everything. The temptation to just brute force your way in is really high, but they're so disciplined in their approach, even in positions like this.
And wisely so, because if you give a team like Crew the time of day, they're going to execute right back on you. So if you want to play a disciplined game against a team like this, that's how you take them out. When it gets in this chaotic, scrappy moments, Crew seem to thrive in those.
Yeah.
Their mechanical talent is honestly known around the world. And they just seem to be such clutch players. I mean, look at what they did yesterday to 100 Thieves.
MTA getting a little bit forward. Oh, 1-for-1 there.
This pick, he does have that attack operator, and he knows he's jump peeking this angle. There it is. What a heads-up play from Lev. I mean, if you're gonna jump spot that much, okay, it buys time for Aspas to bring it on over. Everyone else is holding for a push.
Placing swarm grenade.
A beautiful pick, and he's been so quick with that operator. I feel like it's something that he kind of went away from for a little bit. In NA specifically, but now that he's bringing that operator back out, he looks super confident on that. Tex knows there's a turn in mid. He's gonna find a timing if
30 seconds left.
Shyy comes down. Oh my gosh, there's the timing. He snuck on right past everybody here.
He's got to hear all of that too. Oh, settle. Only able to find one. I thought there was going to be more to be feasted upon. And the truth is there was, but he just kind of makes a mess of it in kitchen. Lev managed to get the pit down. Shyy and MTA, the only 2 that remain. They've got an ult to play around, but I don't know that they really have any comfort to be able to invest into it. Meanwhile, it's Calm, who's really just buying time at this point.
Oh, and he gets a tag on top of it. Yeah, this round is over. Shyy gets picked off. Lev finding that classic, you know, late flank, this time using the so vault on it.
Here.
So I guess from the side of Crew,
it is the same thing, right? He's just gonna alpha swing you, and he's probably gonna get the kill, but Lev do such a good job of maintaining these protocols at the beginning of the round that deny that level of aggression, and they deny that success.
And it just happened here again, even with utility this time from Crew.
Yeah.
Leviatán were ready.
Melser's now dead. The defensive side doesn't have any smokes to play around. Shyy looking to make a play, creeping all the way down tube. He's still just waiting on the other side. Getting any info that he can. Turret cleared. But again, Lev with a heavy lean towards B, and there's not a lot here as far as defenses go. A couple of rounds ago, it was Melser. This time it was Heat. The outcome's the same.
Doug, that was such an insane kill from Aspas. We got to see that over in the feed. He kind of like puts his head down and then jumps onto that box so he can't see him right away. And then he instas him. Keznit can't quite connect the shots onto Aspas. He's not warmed up into this.
Yeah.
Oh, he might not now on the side of A site with Shyy playing here. This might be the first 5v5 retake we get.
They've managed to avoid death so far. And you're right, we might be due for a 5v5. Melser has his ult, Heat has the second dance of his. Meanwhile, Tex has a lot to play around. If he can get into a post-plant position here, they're gonna have a lot of room that they can buy and a lot of time they can bleed off this clock. A tap is just a threat. Crew realize they have to vacate the space. And now they're gonna attempt to refill on it, but again, the spike has been ticking this entire time. What can Crew do to force their way back into this? Keznit is weak, Shy's already dead. Try getting a little bit of high ground as KINgg snaps onto the second. Can he find a third? Yes, he can. The guy just continues. It's just been really tough sledding for Crew this entire time, man. And I don't know where I see a bit of a difference. You've got these setup protocols at the beginning of the round just like this. Com hits a nice start. Heat's the one who gets the kill. That 1-2 punch is sending him back into the corner.
This is so brutal. Now it's just going to be easy pick'ems for Aspas. This is where he reigns supreme, and yeah, he's alone right now, but I imagine he's gonna kill everybody in the server. Well, look,
Mazino, suppressive fire over his shoulder.
Yeah.
They continue to roll out, and they continue to stomp on Icebox.
So insane. What an attacking half right now. One of the most dominant we've seen. Last time around, the 13-2 map of Icebox for Leviatán against Crew was the most dominant map win of all stage 2, I believe, Doug?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Or all year, maybe?
Yeah, I said something like that.
Sort.
I said something like that on the desk the next day, and I was corrected. Space said I was wrong, and then I was embarrassed, and Twitter made fun of me.
Good and ready to break through the defensive wall that Leviatán are able to put up.
I mean, there are a lot of bricks to this wall right now, bro. They've got 4 people here. They have the Harbor wall. They have the Viper wall that cycles. And they haven't done anything to clear back sight.
No one's looking at Com whatsoever. Com takes a shock dart in the middle of 4 players facing him. And that's his demise into that. That's 4 kills for the side of Crew on this A execute.
Aspas is going to rotate over with the Sheriff with a couple of weak targets on the other side, too. But he's at such a distance. The one benefit is the spike did just go down, so he's got some time to try to navigate this to his benefit, to his advantage. But he's got so many corners he has to clear. I mean, every single thing has to be so well considered, and now with position given away, he's trying to chip and prod at whatever he can. But this seems like an... 3-11 on Icebox. Shyy feeling some of the pressure already. Aspas and Tex have denied so much of that space, and Shy's the first to fall.
And this is what happened last time around. They kind of bullied Shyy, who was alone at A for a while in that A default. They kind of just ran him down. If you recall, there was 4 players that did it previously. This time, all it took was Tex and Aspas, destroyers.
It feels like what they were doing in the first half. They were bullying Melser behind back yellow. This time they were bullying Shyy A main. Heat's down.
Can this spike be defused? Sorry, Doug. Can this spike be defused from behind the wall? Is this a...
I don't know.
Is this a bad plant? I have a feeling it might be able to.
Let's see. That angle is tricky. And if Com's kind of holding over the top, you're right, it might be disaster, or it might not matter. We might not even find out. And the thing is, they aren't even really investing very much to bully him off the angle. It was just a drone.
There's no way. He's just going for it. Oh my.
He spots him. What?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, a little graphic where we see the zoomed in crosshair on the replay. Yeah. That's a good one for that one. I imagine that'll come through here in a moment.
Just sees a pixel at the top of the head. But again, look, they go back and kind of half challenge Aspas, but Aspas is still holding this ground. So it's just Leviatán giving all sight again, and they're just going to get free picks left and right once more.
Dude, Tex just like plays his space. He just played his time, waited for the wall to go down, and he was there to greet. They've invested the Harbor wall on the other side to section off the site and to section off the spike. Calm on a tap and the cove is up. He can stick this if they don't respect it. It's already come through, but he's going to hold it the entire way. There's nothing to stop it. There was no...
And it looks like Keznit's alone in garage. But there is a follow-up trade because kiNgg overheated peeking outside of the garage. So with the smokes being down, there's a good opportunity here for Crew to take B site.
The fact that they were able to equalize means that we still have a shot at this. Crew have a fighting chance in this round. Melser's going to commit to getting the spike down. What kind of retake utility did Lev have? Mazino's got a frenzy. And he's got a stun back online. Meanwhile, look at how far back Crew are playing on this. They're not really concerned about playing on site, and that's very different when you think about the round that we're in. Oftentimes, you want to see him play a little bit closer. You don't have the same utility. You don't have the same spam ability. Mazino's already gotten it to half. Aspas dashing through, all attention drawn that way. Now you've got a couple swings coming out from Lev, and they're ill-advised as Melser's able to get a couple of kills. Aspas still stuck. Tech's trying to draw as much attention, his eyes as he can. Keznit accelerating, trying to navigate through the fault line, and that's a really nice opener onto Aspas.
There.
It's nice default. A long control there. I like that slide rollout. Gets you into that little cubby, allows you to slide in back and forth, and now a freeze to the round. This is what we saw Leviatán doing very well on the last map of Icebox after getting a pick. The thing here is they have no info on the other side of the map apart from that camera.
Right.
So there's no pressure being put on anywhere other than A site right now. Takes a little bit long to break that drone, but he will do it at the end of the day. Keznit is sliding into the backside. Good util.
Mazino's stun should be up soon. Yeah, it's up now. Keznit getting aggressive. kiNgg getting cleaned up, but they hold them back. What a hold! So instead of even flirting with the possibility of danger, he decides to opt back over towards A, where the rest of his team has taken all of this space. Keznit's really far up. Calm has his dart. One invested, still has the recon to play around.
Jeez, he did so much damage with that dart on MTA. He's sitting at 75.
Spike planted.
The retake utility's about to come out.
Calm's got the dart lined up, ready to go. When does he pull the trigger on this?
A double layered approach on this retake.
Oh, that's nice. They're gonna try to flush him out of hell.
Yeah, they're still stuck behind the smoke though. The cage pops up. Graffiti gets taken out. Aspas traded. There's trades across the board. It's left to Keznit alone in a 1v3.
As you see the exchange of utility at the beginning of A main, often commonplace, but this time there's a little bit more behind it for Lev. They invest the paranoia, they invest the stun. Kills are traded 1 for 1, and that continues to be the case. But they overcook. Smoke out towards A main, the shock dart, the spam. Geez. Calm gets a kill.
Yeah, he's not falling for that lurk smoke, Doug.
No.
He's going for more, feeling a little too much. Slow down, buddy. Now you gave Keznit a rifle, but it's all right. It's 4-2. You won the first map. I get it.
Aspas has an op. The paranoia comes through. There's a Rolling Thunder that we mentioned. We'll tag up a couple. Do they try to fill him behind this?
Big investment. Rolling Thunder.
This is often where we see Keznit push the pace. And against most other teams, he finds success with it. But this time, a bit more of a tempered approach. Takes a step back. Tech's with the op now. Do they try to force their way into this site? Aspas has already gotten out. He's in the corner. Keznit with 3 on it. There's that cam you were just mentioning. With a little bit of help over the top. Mazino also looking over shoulder from, Mazino looking over shoulder from back B to make sure he's not getting pushed in garage. Now Crew looking to get a little bit more pacey with this. They've invested the Hunter's Fury. They've invested the paranoia. kiNgg tag down to almost nothing on the swing, and the smoke somehow stays alive. Finding a second lease at life, but Keznit continues to light things up. 2 on the round for him as Crew gets the spike down.
And Calm is doing this late flank, but he's going to be met by a trip. He does break it. The reaction for Crew needs to be instant, but it's not instant enough. Aspas gets the trade onto Keznit.
Shyy's left in a 1v2, and remember, Shyy's been really good for Crew here.
Oh, but who has a drone this late into the half? It's a post-plant scenario for Shyy. He's stuck here. The stun comes out.
Not quite deep enough, though. Shyy's able to take a step back. He's been isolating it down into 1. It's now dropping the camp, but against Aspas, this is going to be such a difficult fight to win. Do you call the bluff? He's holding it all the way. You've got to get on the swing!
But that happens. The Flood might not make it here in time for the side of Leviatán.
Yeah, there's not a ton of help here. I mean, kiNgg's on an island. Texas close by, sure. And I don't know the timing on Mazino's stun. If he's at a good place, he might be able to impact the play from there, but it doesn't matter now. He's dead. He's caught on the rotate. Caught in motion. Keznit getting dropped by kiNgg as he gets 2. Make that 3. No. I thought he was done, but Melser's able to trade. A 2v2 now on the side. Melser trying to get a little too cheeky.
More info after the jump spot.
Good night. 3 of them spotted.
Yeah, you can't commit anymore. You gotta show pressure. But while all that was happening, look at Shyy. Look at this guy. How is he here?
Shyy is so far up.
Yo.
How does he keep doing this?
I don't know. He's finding every single gap possible. From Leviatán, he could do some mad damage right here. Oh, he gets the first. That might be a little bit too early. I say that, but the poise for him to sit in window is great. Now Tex is on an island, Doug.
Yeah, he's got no help anywhere near him. He's gonna have to hold this back on his own, and another falls at the hands of Shyy. A little bit clumped up there as they commit to getting the spike down, now forcing into post-plan positions. They didn't have much of a buy going into this round. Keznit playing up close with the Vandal in hand, and then 2 Guardians surrounding him. No Rolling Thunder.
Watch out. I'm out.
No Hunter's Fury. No big ults here. And Keznit's already down. He was the only one playing on site, though. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt a lot. But the TP out from Melser. He tries to buy some time, manages to stay alive for a little bit longer. As empty here.
He might be able to do something special himself right here alone.
Yep. A snap onto the first. Heat is dead.
It's so ridiculous.
And just like that, I mean, that little kill is enough to throw a wrench into the plans of the attack. Now you don't have reach utility to play around, but also, more importantly, now you're forced to reset the map.
We'll see if Shyy is able to break that trip to relieve some pressure on these players in the back of A. Surely somebody from Leviatán wants to cheat over.
Mazino on the jump spot almost gets his head taken off.
Yeah. Crew didn't let that cook enough, that trip being broken. Had they had done that, maybe waited, I don't know, 10 more seconds, maybe what you see Mazino doing now on the minimap would have happened, and now you go into a 4v2 on the actual A site.
Instead, they're forced to go back C. They know that no space has been taken beyond belong because of the trip that they have up.
And this might be the first time where they actually go back on the default. Going A, you know, taking all that space, going back and ending C.
That certainly seems to be the case with the Hunter's Fury, with the dart over the top. You saw Shyy try to get a little bit of space to relieve some pressure in through Garage, but is unfortunately met by kiNgg on the other side.
Yeah, he ended up going in way too early there. Now it's a 3v5 with 10 seconds left. And the utility game is all in favor of Leviatán. They're already flooding back site.
Fully disrespecting the smokes, but it just was. And they have a lot of really good tools when it comes to retake. They've got Sova's util, Breach's util. There's a lot to play around. And also it helps when
win the exchange, because you have the utility now.
Melser just got a smoke up. MTA has his start up too. I imagine they'll wait to use those when the retake is in full effect.
Wow. A big shining light right now for Leviatán as they were able to sneak into the site with only using 2 Omen smokes. They didn't have to use dart, shock darts, or anything for the side of Leviatán. I say that, and Aspas gets picked off by Keznit.
That paranoia was a little early. It's not going to tag onto anyone. The shock was a little early too. Now Crew are just going to try to force their way into this. Mazino trying to hold things back from Graffiti, only able to find 2. Calm left in a 1v3. His position was really nice to be able to strike on 1. Calm. And that's some of that Cypher util already cleared out. They're committing into this, aren't they? They've got the paranoia out. The cage goes up, and it doesn't matter as Keznit falls. Shyy trying to stay alive. Dash stun through. And Lev might take a quick step back here, but they have so many members invested out onto the site. I don't know that they can cut their losses and get away.
Cover going out.
And I also don't know that they know that there are 2 members on site. Oh, yeah, they're right under them. Now they know. Now they've been found out. All kills going.
But some decent damage done from the side of Crew as well, and Keznit gets his head taken off. I don't know how Calm hit that shot. It was probably insane.
Calm is quietly putting together a really nice series so far.
Yeah, him and Mazino.
Also, look at how proactive Crew have gotten here mid. They've taken all this garage space. They've slipped past the shock dart that came through B, and they're all the way up into spawn at this point.
They might be able to catch the spike in rotation to going A main if nobody checks it.
Yeah, they're not looking.
Don't break this. Oh, they're going to break and swing. Calm, he gets punished.
He was in his util, and they flood off of that. As soon as the trip goes down, the kills go up for Crew. Aspas on the swing, able to punish Heat. grab the spike, and instead of swinging back out, they want to take the fight, and that's exactly what they do.
Wow.
So now with spike in hand in a 2v1 situation, MTA is left in a brutal spot. He's going to try to win this foot race, and he's gotten here ahead of time. kiNgg has to be ready. That's exactly what he was.
It's Neon, but no follow-up this time around in Calm. Oh, he's going for a lineup play. Doesn't connect again, but maybe can do some damage.
Meanwhile, aspas bringing out the finger guns to swing out, and a clean shot from Melser. MTA's in a really nice spot here too. He's gonna spot Tex, trying to find safe passage across into the smoke. This hold is beautiful from Crew. You can't let this one slip away. And then who knows? It's a big round there.
Wow.
And a really nice start from Mazino on the other side.
That's not something you see every day. The attacking side getting the spam on the front B player.
Crew are trying to be opportunistic about this, feeling the pressure is going in through B. They try to push out towards Garage, and they find success. Now keep an eye on Melser. He's been caught. Shyy was pushing it too. He finds Mazino.
This was such a disgusting round from the side of Crew, Doug.
Spike down mid.
Unbelievable round. Might be disastrous from the side of Leviatán, and this is such an important round, Doug.
You're right, they're ahead of it. The paranoia is already here. Do they have time to flip the map again? I mean, you've got a little bit of space up Garage from Tex. They're gonna try.
You gotta go, and you gotta go fast, but sometimes in the heat of the moment, it can be so devastating for you. And Crew, they look so collected. MTA sneaking through the smoke, he gets traded out.
They've got enough resources here backside. Aspas on the swing, there was a stun. He's able to get him one. 2 remaining left on the defense, one of them backside with 10 seconds left. They managed to get enough breathing room to commit to getting the spike down. Shy's gonna have to win this out on his own. In the face of 3 members from Lev. Desperately trying to push his team into a lead. And the respect that Lev are showing into this is so clean. Look, the one way he's gonna have to deal with, all of the space he's gonna have to clear.
That's brutal.
Surely there's no way Shy's able to pull this off.
No, there's no way. And also Mazino and Calm are using their utility. There was a dart being held out, a stun being held out. There's no way Shyy can pull this one off. He should just save. Save that weapon, bring it into the next. He's the only one with the economy not thriving right now. He needs to get out of here.
It's a tap.
Yeah, he's gone.
That's
gone.
all Little
Where
B.
else to go? They had to. And a fast reaction from the side of Leviatán. Ooh, Tex gets taken out, walking into the crosshairs of Keznit. Just not aware that he could have that line, I guess. It is the first time we've seen Keznit pop that operator out in this series.
Yeah, but you gotta expect when there's a stun out from Link like that, that
it could be a possibility, and the economy as well for the side of Crew, right?
And so they've made a lot of noise C. It seemed like they were gonna try to freeze, and they did. But now doubling down on their efforts.
And it's gonna be a late lurk here from kiNgg as well into Garage. Hunter's Fury invested very early on, not connecting onto any players.
Mazino stuck, and I don't know that they know. Aspas is going to be the first fall. Calm finding value off of his Hunter's Fury as kiNgg tries to take Garage, and he can't. Mazino's still here. He was never dealt with. He's going to fall. He almost finds a second, but Heat's on the trade. A 2v2 now for the site. Heat playing back plat. What do they have? They have a paranoia out from kiNgg. They don't have any shots. They don't have anything else like that to play around, but they do have spam. And that spam might be enough. They've got to see the tracers coming in from high ground. Melser with 8 HP. Can Calm guess right? Can he find the right target? He dropped the weapon. He's fumbled the bag. The Red Bull clutch for Crew.
Oh my goodness. 3-1 again. It allows for so many members. Ooh.
I think they really wanted to commit to that. They dropped a smoke back there too to conceal what they were trying to do, but thwarted in their initial efforts.
How many members of Crew are here, Doug?
This is going to be a mess. They've got 4 members here. The only one is not by a shot. He's playing all the way back towards C, but Melser keeping him back on his own as best as he can alongside Heat. They run into a brick wall. No space is found.
I have the spike.
Calm in a position to make up for the previous round, but a difficult task, a 1v3. He's got to know Shy's waiting around the other side. He's gotten it a little bit closer, a 1v2 now. With dart in hand and drone to play around, spotting one, not realizing the... With power and numbers, you're right. They like to rotate fast. Lev seem to be committing onto this, though. Aspas has popped his ult. Another attempt towards A. What do they have to flood out with?
I mean, they got everything because they didn't decide to go out right away this time around. Crew, they picked the right time to play all the way back and do a full 5v5 retake.
Heat doesn't have a stun. And it's pretty early on in the round. I imagine he used it right at the beginning, so... Might be a few more moments before he gets that back up.
Good stun to compensate from the side of Keznit, though, Doug.
Mazino's on the swing, able to clean up MTA. Oh, he wasn't able to get the ult off! Tech still playing back here. He drops his ult at the worst possible time. It's calm again. In a clutch situation. The stun spotting the first. He's healthy, and the members of crew are not. Do they dare swing? Do they force Calm to take the fight on his terms? Shyy with 3. The defuse will come through.
Winning every single pistol would be absolutely massive. That's a good start to do so. Keznit takes out the head of Calm through a smoke. Now it's left up to kiNgg and his devices. He's got aspas and Mazino flooding in with him soon.
One bullet was all it took. They've managed to get into the post plants. They've gotten the spike down. And again, they're playing really far off. I think we see this so many times on Sunset. This is very common. They get the spike down on B, they take a big step back, they drop smokes, and then you're just kind of hoping and praying that your bullets land, that you're able to hit this spam through the smokes.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's exactly what we're going to get. Additionally, we often see Lev or defensive teams forced to fight. They have to flood into the smoke. They want to try to disrupt some of this spam setup. The paranoia through it. Now we're starting to see the flood come in, but Aspas doesn't even get out. Not even able to fully clear the smoke. Mazino's left alone. It seems like another pistol away for crew. Again, that's a big step, and it seems like an easy one, but it's been a problem in the past.
This game is so punishing when it comes to those plays, when it comes to those thrifties. Tex, he's trying to finesse in the backside right now. He's going to be met by multiple players.
His positioning is really nice, but he's not able to capitalize on it. Keznit's able to clean him up, and now Lev on the attempt to push back. The flash timing is gorgeous. Wow, getting 2 with the frenzy there.
That was insane, Doug. How did he connect those shots? And now it's up to kiNgg in a 1v3.
Again, all of them playing back in main. The Cam's going to tag him on the first, and they're going to try to swing ahead of it. He's able to clean up 1! He's gotten it down!
They're not blowing all their utility to take this space. Something they struggled with last time around. The threat of contacting, I mean, that could have been a kill right there. That's why Tex has to give. kiNgg might get spammed here.
Oh, almost read it. KINgg's the one who killed him. Now Melser repositioning. A very bold swing there. But no target found. Comp tried to peek on the other side of smoke, but he was hit by the stun. He had nowhere to go. And so Lev continued to slow walk into Melser's crosshair. It's another. Takes a lot of space.
This is...
But then they reset, and now instead of focusing on this B main space, he was all the way at mid.
Yeah, I mean, he really took the fastest timing possible to get up mid. Yeah. And there was a gap there. There was no trip, to be fair. Tex, he was just too aware in that moment. Maybe there needed to be a little bit more pressure somewhere else, maybe towards the A main.
kiNgg with paranoia out here. Switching over to the smoke, refreshing that one way. And he knows that that's where the fight is coming from, but there's no swing. All this does is buy time. It's actually Crew who tried to accelerate. Crew who tried to take the space, and the fall line from such a distance is so well timed.
Yeah, A main is on complete lockdown. Finally, Leviatán have an advantage in one of these rounds.
A notable one too, and it seems to be growing. Mazino with a couple of parting shots onto Keznit after finding lethality.
He was making sure, you know, he had to make
you just
sure.
never know. Yeah. So MTA and Heat.
30 seconds
The
left.
only 2 that remain is Lev seem to be on the doorstep of finally getting on the board here on Sunset.
And if Crew can make this one a little bit scrappy, get a couple guns out, might work to their favor in the following round.
Yeah,
Some players of Lev will have to be on light armor. That might be just the difference they need.
Yeah, I think that's the only way they can really deal some damage here. It doesn't even matter if they die.
Running away.
But there was enough to draw out utility. Aspas used his stun. And I think there was a little bit more there. The threat, you have to respect the threat, even if he does slip back out.
Yeah, this time around as well, it was an instant walk into that A main to punish kiNgg. Last time they did this exact strat, there was too much hesitation from the A players on the extremity.
Again, a tap to draw utility out. But now Aspas filling in on the space. He's got his ult. He's got to kill. Calm investing in with it. A brutal duo that they're going to have to navigate around, but somehow the road has been cleared. MTA getting a couple here, giving the numbers advantage to Crew, but Mazino instantly snatching it back. Now 2's apiece with the spike, not quite in hand yet. Mazino single-handedly.
Slide out if he needs.
Oh, great drone. Dashing away, but the second hit of the stun might be what punishes. It is. Keznit chasing him down, but Mazino on the swing. The timing is so nice. The spike is now on the ground. Calm is there with him, but Keznit pushing the pace.
I know exactly where.
Forcing them off the site. And now ult invested with 13 seconds left. He gets the spike down. No ult to speak of here on either side. Shyy tugging as best as he can. Getting his one kill. Calm! What a response! Getting him down to one. Can Tex win the duel out against Keznit, who's been so hot these last couple of rounds? Every single bullet is a threat. Every single shot is missed. It seems like nothing is connecting.
This time around, he should wait. There it is. He waits for it.
And the smoke, too.
But Aspas is still disrespecting this. He wants to go for it.
Of course he does. I mean, why not? Melser still back side. The odd shot rattles off, doesn't connect, but Keznit does. They've got to cut their losses. They can't fight this anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, it's just so hard to actually hit that shot
Spike planted.
and confidently get out without a dash. They're going to go for this, though, Doug. It's a 2v4.
Opting to go for the rifle. Can they convert this? I mean, this would be a miracle if they can pull this off. But it doesn't seem like they're fully invested into it either. I don't know if it's just a threat or what it is, but with every step they take closer, it seems like they're keen on taking one back, and they might not know Shyy's here, man. This sucker punch is going to be devastating. And so Crew narrowly avoiding disaster there. kiNgg on the swing, though, getting the best of Heat, the hero from the previous round.
Yeah, nice double swing. Too many targets for Heat to actually acquire, but wow. I mean, you talked about disrespecting the one-way. It can be so damaging to you.
Aspas getting his one with the Guardian, dashing back away. Mazino there to help. Meanwhile, Melser creeping his way forward. Little leg spotted. They understand Calm is there, and it's not without damage dealt. 8 HP now for the controller.
That'll have Calm and Tex grouping up on the actual B site. They're going to be met by 3 players here.
Crew just invested the paranoia into spawn, thinking that's where the pressure was going to be coming from. So now they don't have that to get out onto B. And if they think they can continue to push into spawn, you're going to have to deal with Aspas, who's already been dealt with. But then Mazino, too. Both crumble. I mean, is this a ridiculous round out from Crew? This was a 2v4.
They found my wire.
And again, Melser with 8 HP. They've snatched this thing back. Unbelievable from Crew. Calm with so much left to do, but again, remember, Melser weak. Can he pull this off?
If they use that recipe right here and play retake a lot on this map, B or A, it doesn't matter. We've seen how good they look on it.
Shot to clear any trips that might be there, but they waltz into Crew again. And so this seems like it's going to be another pistol that they can snatch back. It's just Tex and Mazino that are left. The perfection that they've been able to execute on this is ridiculous from Mazino. 3 on the round, again the frenzy. And Melser in a 1v2. But look at the health bars on the 2 remaining members of Lev. I mean, what, 38 HP amongst both? This is going to be so difficult to deal with. 20 seconds before Melser gets another smoke up. He's got the paranoia.
Finally opening into the retake for them.
It's a really nice setup here. You're absolutely right. I like what Shy's doing. Now the second cage pop. The cam's still up. Now finally cleared. And there's the ult that we were talking about. With 13 seconds left, they decide to invest it.
10 seconds left.
They're going to get the spike down. Can Crew pounce back? This is a dangerous game you're playing. This is really aggressive. The flash on the other side. He's right next to him. Keznit getting 2. Mazino takes a step back, as does the rest of Lev. Can they weather this? Can they keep them back? Calm is the only one playing on the side as the smoke goes up. Mazino goes down. The spam through from Melser. This is so decisive. Forget about a bonus.
Most of the Shyy drops early here.
They've got to know at this point. They've got to understand that it was not just Tex. The paranoia is out. Shy's still in a really good spot, though. He's buying his time as best as he can, but now falls at the hands of Tex. Heat on the swing, not able to connect. 4 fall the way of Crew.
So much more following up on no. That allows for Keznit to kind of lean towards this top mid area. He might be able to crunch these players and market.
This feels like a split out towards B, but the problem is they're going to have to deal with all of Shy's utility, and there's nothing that's going to be covering the market crunch, like you said. The smoke comes out towards main, but it's already too late. Mazino's going to get the best of NTA. They've invested the Hunter's Fury as well. Shyy buying his time. A perfect swing. Heat's there with him.
Crew. Too many because that 9-3 half they had.
Yeah, that math doesn't add up. Uh-oh. He's spotted. Manages to TP away, but not for long.
Yeah, or so we thought.
Yeah, Mazino chases him down.
That's a big first blood from the Breach player.
And then again, this is where Lev thrive. They get a pick or they make a little bit of noise, and then what? Nothing. And so the defense is completely starved of any information.
It's just so crazy. Crew did the same game plan yesterday against 100 Thieves. When they're down 4v5, they just commit to their setup. And we saw them. That's how they basically closed out that Ascent map. There was a pick in B main, and there was 4 players on A. This time it's 3 players at A. Keznit gets the first. Crew gets the follow-up.
What in the world did Crew just do?
Crew are 5 out of 8.
I'm going to hold you on the stat. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
The Rolling Thunder's out, and they're going to try to flood it behind it, but Melser trying to keep them back, not able to do so. Mazino on the swing and on the punish. Now the smoke backside, but it's been fully disrespected by the defense. It does not matter. Leviatán mow over Crew. And that was on a lighter buy. They invest Aspas's ult. They had stingers. They did everything. And that was what it took. Whew. Now they're going to try to hunt Keznit down, get the op out of his hands. And that's risky. They don't have very much as far as guns go.
Yeah, they need to be very careful right now. And I think that's why you see now the little cut. They can't afford to lose anything more because their economy is not looking too hot whatsoever. But that was a very convincing round win there. This time around, after getting that first blood, that punish, they just decide to fully commit into it. No second guessing themselves, no going back.
Well, and that's where, I think that's where you see a lot of the success of an attack side that likes to freeze and cut noise and slow things down. Is you're almost in a lot of ways, you're kind of lulled into, remember the punish that we saw 2 days ago of Aspas onto Keznit in this exact line?
Calm does have drone though.
Not used!
He exposes his body to do a dart, and he gets picked because of it. And now Shyy, he has free reign on the site, Doug.
Aspas down, the ult used from Keznit. It's just Tex and Mazino left. That has been enough in the past, but can it be enough here? Look at Tex. He's managed to avoid the Rolling Thunder, but stays alive for now. The paranoia out. It's going to be a Tex by himself, and he will. Difference. Crew on the attack side. If you are just joining us for the first time and you're watching Abyss for the first time, yeah, the minimap's upside down. We're working on it.
All good.
This cam is so cheeky. I mean, you have to commit really far up if you want to try to clear it out because it's behind the box.
Yeah, it gives you so much info of all of mid.
And so this is where I think the walls are so good, is it denies so much of this early mid space. That's often an area of the map that has been kind of ignored as teams figure out how to play around the map.
Yeah, look at how annoying this is as well with that Omen one-way on top of it. I mean, if Mazino really wants to, he can invest this wall, delay further. Camera's not flicked yet.
But they hear it. They've got to know it's there.
Right there.
Oh, this could be disaster. Couple of shots not landing from either side, and Melser's the one who falls at the end. They've gotten in through spawn. They're going to try to get out towards B, but you've got reinforcements. You've got help coming from the defensive side very quickly. If you want to win another pistol, it's got to be soon. Shyy's left alone. A 1v3 now. Down to 2. Tap of the spike is now being committed. He has a trip. He has a cage. And he's got a ghost. With a cam to make sure nobody's pushed him yet. And the dart lighting him up for just a moment. Position given away. Location betrayed. Now how does Shyy navigate this? A sheriff in the hands of Aspas and Calm. I forget about it. It's just Calm now. One tap. It's all it took. But Calm and then gets right back out. You're right. He doesn't get the kill, but and you can feel that crawling up your neck. And so now Crew, so concerned, so paranoid about what's behind them, still have to try to divide their attention and lean in towards B. Keznit trying to keep him back. And the counterpunch from kiNgg could be the decisive measure. Now remember here, this is a bonus. It's a weapon upgraded for Tex now. Another Bulldog in hand. And the ult invested round 3. As things slow down. Oh, Heat.
No way.
He's going to find the timing, isn't he? Oh, he does. Tex dead. And now flashed by a little bit more time on top of the paranoia, though. What does Mazino have? He's got a cascade he can play around. Where does he invest it? They're not playing off site here. They're playing this really aggressively. Refusing to relent on the space, trying to dig their heels in. With the help over the top, Mazino's gotten it really far back. Shyy can't settle the shots. A 1v2. He's been electric for Crew. Can he do it again? One found. Is Mazino going to stick it the whole way? He's got the cove on the other side. Win condition. Where are you going?
What a sick rollout.
An aggressive line taken already. There's no way. You're expecting this. The cam might give it away. No, it's been cleared instantly. He has no idea. He legged him, though. Shyy dances with death and somehow stays alive. Now they're seeing this harbor wall mid too. Just now getting cleared out, but they have an idea of what's waiting on the other side. Melser's taking so much space. You've got the trip to provide a little bit of safety. Nothing really to follow up behind it though.
And he hears all these footsteps. He knows there's so many players lean towards B. Surely this is a call back all the way to A site. You have all the info in the world that 2 players rotated into that B site. There's no way they face check this still.
They might try. The knife is out, the harbor wall's up, and Keznit is in. I mean, a relentless approach, I guess, but it's just not working out in their favor, though. The 1-for-1 might be enough. They're fully committing onto this. The spike is just now getting its way out onto site, and there's really nobody else there. The defense has held the line. Stalwart in their approach, taking the massive wounds. But Crew turning towards A. The paranoia is out. Aspas has already gotten the best of Shyy. Maybe a little bit too cheeky there. On a second swing, a second approach. Oh no. Well, there he goes.
He's off the map, ladies and gentlemen.
Meanwhile,
wait, he gets a kill!
How? Oh, we've got to see that back. What? Either way, a 2v3. Melser committing to the ult. KINgg is dead.
Where's Keznit?
Mazino's behind. He's still falling somewhere. I don't know where he is.
Is he still falling?
Yeah, he's still going down. Finally, meeting his death. Mazino's going to be on the defuse. He's gotten it to half. The molly's in his lap. He has to get the space back up on a swing. How much more can he find? He tucks behind the cascade. You've got to challenge him. He gets it down to 1. Not able to control it. I guess.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
Unfortunately for Crew, it's the only success that they've had.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them as well, Aspas has another operator pick.
And so the round slows down for just a moment. Just long enough for Aspas to reposition and strike fear into Crew once more.
We were so hyped over what happened with Crew. We forgot that Lever's still sitting at 6-1 with Aspas having an operator to his name. That economy is so deep. It was getting slowly withered down, but now a new chance to build it up once more. And Mazino, he's showing a lot of disrespect. I mean, something's up. Good drone to get Aspas off the line.
Risky too. Ooh. And now they understand there's a little bit more here. The paranoia is going to push Tex off the angle as Aspas tries to re-peek, but between cages and smokes, nothing lands. And now Keznit's the one who's gotten really aggressive. They've gotten so much control on the site. They've got members up in heaven on both sides. But Aspas with Aspas with blades. MTA, the only one with the rifle. But they've gotten this far, and again, the reckoning. Giving everything away. No position is safe. He's got to know. MTA falls. And that was the rifle. It's just Sheriffs now. The one benefit is they do have the spike down that one way. Fully disrespected.
1 enemy remaining.
Aspas has his 4. Trying to hunt down for the ace. The last blade will not connect. But Com's left alone in a 1v1. This is very winnable for
here with KO ultimate.
You're right, but the smoke is already ahead of it. I don't think they can make their way out of the smoke. I think they're stuck on the other side. They're going to have to flood out through this if they want to take a shot. That's exactly what they do. MTA on the bold swing as Melser continues to push. But the op tagging him, Heat not able to find safe passage out from the site. The spike committed. Melser on the site by himself. And things come to a screeching halt. With Dash procced. The line is taken. Melser is the trap though. Keep an eye on him. What do they have to clear him? Can they do anything to clear him? Do they even know he's there? I don't think they do. Tex, a sucker punch to get rid of the controller, but now what? They've got to continue to push this pace. Aspas on the tap, you think it's somebody else holding the line, not even able to get it to half. Oh no, another. KINgg plummets to his death. The thing is, there's a trip on the other side. Look at Mazino's position here. If this is what they try to hit on, this could be a problem. Oh. And there's the ult. This is perfect. Heat falls. And they still haven't gotten very far. You still have KINgg here. You still have Mazino who's here.
30 seconds left.
And KINgg, he's stuck in a corner with a stinger. This is exactly what he wants. This gun is so good close range, especially against players that are tagged up.
The spike on the ground. The second swing comes through. It's traded, yes, but Mazino stands on top, and the spike is well out of reach now.
It's a save. You have to. No time. The spike is gone.
10 seconds left.
These mid to Bs, it's too hard. There's too many nooks and crannies around this map that you can hide under. So many angles that you have to face check and clear. Utility just doesn't do it here. Give him an opportunity. For aspas here, he should have an idea that MTA likes to walk up here and drone, so he should back off here. Oh,
there it is. One found
off early. That's a very risky play from Khan.
Punished for it too.
Oh, aspas might get punished because of that. He's just stuck back sight right now.
Well, kiNgg is deciding that there's plenty of misery to be had, and if you're gonna have it, do it together because he's joined him. And kiNgg's actually the one who was able to get one with it, but Shyy, a great take onto the site.
Yeah, just a flurry of kills going back and forth, but it was the trading game from Shyy that came out on top. It's a 3v1. Text is being uploaded. Say hello to the camera.
Tex has been relatively quiet. See if he's able to pull this off. Keznit's very weak here. I mean, 7 HP, but he's playing so far off. He's going to have to deal with these smokes that just got refreshed. You've got Shyy on one side, and then you've got Melser on the other. Ooh, and they clear the wall, too. Or they clear the door, excuse me.
And you're not expecting this many players behind this wall. I mean, Keznit might get caught out here.
A deeper smoke, a pushing of the utility, and now they understand there's a lot of foot on the other side. But Keznit is waiting. So close. I thought he was going to strike, but he's buying his time as best as he can. Now on the prowl. Now moving forward. And do they understand the threat that's behind them? Do they understand what's nipping at their heels? Keznit now striking. Aspas dead. And yeah, the spike's going to be planted, but are they going to be able to hold it back?
It's a 3v3.
Keznit with Sheriff in hand, continuing to push forward. The molly to clear out backside. Nothing found as all members of Lev tuck behind. Try to get away. A dangerous angle, and Keznit decides to take a blade out at the most inopportune time. Right there. And now numbers the way of the attack. A tap of the spike, and it's just a bait. It's just a threat. Melser, a very bold approach. Very
drone. They're also able to cascade to get Calm out of this position. And then they get a 2v1 onto Keznit.
Yeah, man, he was stuck. He had nowhere to go. And so off of all of that, all of the mid-threat, all of the presence A, they decide they're going to head back towards B with the Reckoning. There's nobody on the site, but if there was, I mean, they'd be lit up.
Yeah, absolutely bombarded. And yo, do you want to face check a harbor wall? I guess a flash will give you the confidence to do so.
That's what they're going to try, but there's so much structure on the sites where you can tuck behind. It's not even really a way to threat. And as soon as the cascade, as soon as the harbor wall goes down, the cascade goes up. But there are so many members on the side. Also keep a close eye on Shy's position. Tex wisely punishes him. He's left alone now. A beautiful look at the middle of the map and what's being taken and gathered for free from the defense.
Instead of going for that late lurk through mid, he decides to reconvene with his team, and it's going to be a 5-man B execute with aspas on the top ropes.
Shyy again, having to deliver for his team, able to clean up one, not able to find anything else. Thwarted by the overwhelming presence from the attack. MTA spam through, and at this point, this round feels very difficult to win back. You're going to have the post plant down. You're going to have a ton of spam utility that you can get through. You've got harbor walls. You've got omen smokes. This is tough, man.
Yeah, this is so impossible to retake, it feels like.
And then Calm is on the flank, too.
He's so deep on the flank.
There's
Perfect
no way
timing on it.
There's no way they know. I mean, MTA, 1, 2, 3, every single one spotted. That's all right, even if the kills are a little bit messy.
It isolates the entire site. Blocks off the top right as well. Gives aspas a little leverage there as well. That is so unique.
A little bit of utility though, giving his position away. Mazino trying to find some comfort in the cove and commit to the plant. Has to take a step back as the paranoia is through. There are a lot of members of crew here, and Lev don't have the space anywhere else on the map. This is dangerous. They're gonna have to brawl their way through this. And as the fisticuffs go up, the kills come through. A 3 for 3. Aspas very weak here. The spike so far out of reach. I mean, technically, they can try to TP through and scoop it up, but they've lost this duel. They've lost this fist fight. It's gone the way.
All the way in, Doug.
This timing is really tricky, and you've got to get hot to trot here. Crew, though, still seemingly convinced that it's another play by Lev where they freeze, where they cut noise, and then they re-hit. Unwise to the fact that they've been had.
And the setup to this round has been so insane because aspas is holding this mid line the entire time with the operator. Now he decides to go back. MTA will get a pick onto Calm with that Hunter's Fury.
How much further up do they scale? As the smoke dissipates, the wall goes up.
I mean, Keznit's going to be able to dash into a smoke here. Tex might get caught out in the mix.
I think he might be in a tucked corner. I don't think they know where he is. Now repositioning, taking a step back. ducking behind the cave. MTA gets 4!
Dude.
The drone the first out. Aspas with blades. Whoa. Oh, I thought he was going to hit that. Keznit has to know as that bullet whizzes by. Not connecting, but look at how aggressive this is. Is he going to try to do it again?
I swear if he does,
No,
that's insane.
he doesn't have the utility to do it. He doesn't have an updraft. He doesn't have a dash. He doesn't have anything like that. So he's gone as far as he will go. Now taking a step back. There's the ult that you mentioned from Calm. As kiNgg tries to keep him back, Shyy really nicely done, but Mazino from up top brings down 3. Keznit with the opts to go for a rifle. He's gonna make a run at this. In the face of 3? I mean, maybe he finds 1 and then tries to double down, but no target is being given.
Everyone's so... None of them going his way, but now aspas is meeting Keznit head on. A risky peek from Keznit.
This is unfortunately the crew that we see when they fall apart. Decisions like that. We're just gonna swing, and I think I'm gonna diff aspas.
Yeah, again, here we go. Ooh, almost another kill. Oh, punish from the side of Leviatán. Takes the 1-2 punch with aspas in this A main, and all of a sudden, full info gathered. This is gonna be so hard for crew to win.
That's nicely handled. The dart goes out.
Oh,
MTA is still on the side here. His position's given away, though. Somehow gets 3! Keeping it close, keeping it competitive, and now Melser's in a really good spot. I don't think they know he's there. Aspas down to 70 HP. The paranoia is going to cause so many problems. Melser trying to will him over the line by himself, but it's coming to 1v1. To understand that's where the hit's coming. He peeks ahead of it aggressively with the dash proc. Has to give the space back. An early show from Lev draws out a lot from crew.
yeah, and Tex took
30
so much
seconds
space
left.
on Catwalk, but he might get timing by Heat. What? He wins that 1v1!
Falling down. Ridiculous. This has been so careful and so cautious and so effective for Lev. Remember the paranoia, then the Hunter's Fury. With 10 seconds left, they're gonna get out onto A.
10 seconds left.
Can MTA, Keznit, can Keznit do something about this? In the cove, recklessly pushing into 1. That's all he finds. MTA with 5 HP has to somehow convert a 1v2, and he's got it down to 1.
He knows. He heard Tex.
A tap of the spike, a shock, make that 2. As Tex is jumping, he's baiting him into the swing. Now bullets given away. He understands where he is.
It's going to be an A-pop, though, for sure. 2 players are very up close and personal. This might be a punish.
Oh, they've got to understand what's here. They've seen the molly, they've seen the paranoia, now they've seen Heat and cleaned him up. Everyone here, aspas dashing forward, trying to find some cover in the cloudburst, getting aggressively in the face of Melser. Wraps around him.
What is that from kiNgg?
That's another one the way of Lev. Shyy and MTA, yes, they've been good. Yes, they've been top fragging for crew. But surely they can't deny this, right? Surely they can't convert a 2v5 when the spike is down.
Right here, deploying drone.
The drone comes out, it's cleared instantly.
I never saw aspas as well underneath. aspas gets a 3rd kill to the round.
Shyy's left by himself with every single member of Leviatán still surviving, still conniving.
Those footsteps. Oh, the flash is perfect. Tex, he gets taken out on accident. He didn't even mean to be the forefront right there.
Clean little right click. The net coming through. They're going to continue to try to push their way through the middle of the map, and it might be a problem because they have so much still here. I mean, Heat, who started the round, has not moved, has not left.
That being said, this will be a free A site because of that reason. No rotates here. Garden will be walled off. So retaking from that area is something that Leviatán do not need to worry about. But it's the flank around from Cat that might be very deadly. And I'm wondering right now if that stun actually hits all of heaven if you make noise. That would be so crazy for a post plant.
I would think so. Left to sit back on the other side of this wall.
This dart.
I mean, they're funneling them exactly where they want them.
There's a flank in A main as well. If
it just got
he
cleared.
finds the right timing with this dart, he might be able to pick aspas off. Ooh, aspas drops at the right timing.
There's the stun that you were just referring to. It does go off, so it buys a little bit of time. They now understand where the hit is coming from, or at least a better idea of it. And now the knife confirming that everything around them has been surrounded. They've been put in the cage. Leviatán trying to keep them back. It seems like the cage might be their comfort unless Keznit can pull off a 1v2. And they had an aggressive sound sensor, but it gets cleared out.
Yeah, this util exchange for the A main. No one is actually in it. Just now, Leviatán decided to take that space. This is a complete fight for extremity control from both sides.
And I think one of the things that Lev are doing here that we didn't really see 100 Thieves capitalize into a lot was denying some of this utility, right? That the defense is setting up. They've cleared the turret that's B. In the previous hunt, we saw them push towards mid and clear the alarm bot. Those are things that forces the defense to have to respect different areas of the map. Otherwise, your hit is telegraphed. And so Lev are playing this a little bit better.
Definitely a hard read watching previous VODs, but Heat has a timing of the year right now. I don't know what his Vandal's doing. This guy's he's got some kind of new weapon in the game, but regardless.
Heat's on the timing, he's on the swing, you're right. Oh, that's your teammate, brother. A little jump scare, all good. The dart back sight, but nothing's been cleared for heaven. It wasn't being watched. Can aspas and Tex win this bonus? They've got a wall that's concerned on one area of the map towards tree. You've got the sound sensor too. They've gotten into post plants, but this is a tough post plant. When you're down in numbers like this, it's not that simple, but Tex just picks them apart one by one. 4, 5, 4. They're trying to get really aggressive here onto Keznit. He's the only one playing close by. Shy's going to be forced to spam or at least tank the smoke and try to face it and capture timing, and timing has been found.
Spike down mid.
Shyy finds his 2. The spike is now sitting in no man's land. A gun has been upgraded. This gets messy.
Tex is still alive,
30 seconds left.
Tex and kiNgg in a 2v4.
Oh, the first is good for kiNgg.
It was messy, but he got it through. And Tex continuing to push towards spawn. He might catch a timing on NTA, but now he's been spotted. The timing has been found. He's bought enough time to punish Tex, and that's exactly what he does. kiNgg cannot.
Paranoia most of the time isn't really used to dissuade an operator. There's the first pick on a Tex. You have to try swing, though.
I mean, they've put the wall up, and now the smoke comes down market, blocking the angle that Keznit was able to punish on. Almost hits that. And there's the ult that's been used for the first time. Mazino's able to get the best of NTA as they've gotten back out onto the site. The grab net to keep them back. The wall that they're still trying to get past market, just now TPing through, and now they've got sensors. Haven't committed to getting the spike down, though. So the round is still up in the air. It's still messy. It's still complicated. Com's able to get one, now 13 HP, switching over to the Phantom. Forced to reach back and extend beyond comfort to grab the spike. Has a dart, but can even find enough comfort to invest it. In an awkward position where there's so much paranoia and there's so much fear of what's happening around you, he's gonna have to double swing into both, and he can't.
To gain space on defaults, and then also using them in the post plants. It's basically just extra security for his teammates to play off of. Tex will get a spam on NTA.
And it was the counters. They were trying to punish Com for trying to clear the turret. He's paying a life for a turret. Feels tough.
Every time Leviatán get a first blood, they know to just freeze the round and hold for another push somewhere. In this case, it was Heat pushing off a catwalk, which is something that he does quite a bit.
They're going to end back B. Remember, kiNgg only has a Spectre.
Oh!
That dart not finding its mark.
Won't matter, though. They do have this site for free, after all.
It's not something they knew.
Oh!
A nice shot onto Keznit. Again, they've been investing this wall to deny the flood out from market. And honestly, when you think about how crew like to play the defensive side, it makes sense. They love to flood out and try to lean into the chaos. Keznit popping the blades. He's still very healthy here. Com's upgraded to an Odin. It's still just kiNgg with the lighter weaponry. He's hearing every single person come through. They're going to invest this lockdown. There's a lot on the shoulders here of Com and of Tex. If he can find the right timing here, this is going to be big. There it is. There's a timing. He gets 3 on the round. Swung onto the 4th, leaving things in a 1v1. Melser against Com. Com is so weak. 42 HP, a shock in his lap. Tries to swing. Melser pushing the matter. And
There's so much utility being invested by a crew.
Convinced that this is where the hit is. And I mean, everything that they've seen, every single tell has been shown, suggests that that's the case.
Yeah, but now you have nothing. All you have these KO flashes from Heat. He's not even going to be in a spot where he can use them, though.
It's the Lev way to freeze, to slow things down. Aspas finding a scout, finding 2, finding all 3 with the blades.
10 seconds left.
A disgusting...
I think he's pretty well concealed. His defensive side of Ascent, you would think, is your advantage, but they're causing so many problems with this deadlock pick man.
The grab nets have been on point right now.
Mazino's been so good. NTA's getting caught, spam through the smoke, nowhere to go.
It's round over right here. It should be at least, but Melser has something to say about it.
The spam connecting, Keznit not able to land onto the shot, but that's another kill found. Try to connect onto it, but it's Keznit. Somehow through all of that, that's left alone. In a 1v2. A little bit of health, no armor to speak of. Forced to sit back and watch and take a look at what Lev are doing. I thought they were going to continue to hunt. I thought they were going to continue to chase him down. But they opt against it, tap the door, and continue to get the spike down. A weapon exchange for Keznit now has a Vandal to work with. I mean, Tex has his ult. Does he invest it here?
I know.
Yeah, he does. And there's a dart to follow up as well, if need be. There's the dart.
Yeah, position fully given away.
And now the double up from the side of Leviatán. Can Keznit hit both of these shots on the wide swing? Will they line up for him?
There's the swing on the all posted up on the other side of it. There's got to be something to get heat off this line because this could be disaster. I guess that's what gets him off the line.
Exactly.
Aspas just crouch walking into it and dropping him. And that works, I guess. A smoke, a wall, and a camp up towards tree, too.
30 seconds.
The dart back sight, the paranoia goes down.
Sound sensor up.
This should be a spike plant unless Melser is able to snatch this thing back up from heaven. Yeah, there's no access that way.
It's so hard to play against.
Shock's a little bit off the mark. And what do they have here? How do they get around this? They still have the op in the hands of Aspas, and that's what's able to hold down heaven by itself.
Yeah, the problem is you have no KO flashes. He got taken out early right there. So this heaven peak is all dry. Aspas has easy pick'ems here.
Even on the other side of the smoke, they tried smoking him off, but they knew that the smoke with the swing was coming in because of the sensor, and he tanks it. Fully faces it, and now the ult used. Not connecting. Keznit with an Odin in a 1v3. That's 2 now. Time is of the essence. You've got to go fast. You've got to go now. Dropping. Well, we're reaching into the bottom of the barrel here, aren't we?
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, and if it works, and it did, then sure.
Mazino's going for a fast trade here, and he gets it.
I mean, Mazino's been so good, both in his utility. We've gushed about the deadlock stuff so much.
Wow, the stuns have been so sick.
But he's also quietly, I mean, well, he's got a face full of lead now.
Shadows traveling.
There's just something tilting about getting one pumped by any gun in this game.
And now downgrades to the Phantom. Yeah. With the spike still enhanced by Calm. The attack side op moving around a little bit more. The alarm bot hasn't been cleared yet. But they have done enough to introduce a little bit of doubt into the map. Take a look at MTA's positioning, having to rotate back mid.
It's so scary. Drone is used though. So info on all 3 members of Leviatán is gathered. Melser faking a teleport, and he's actually staying here in garden.
Cover going out.
Goes for the one way.
30 seconds left.
Smoke to cover.
There's a double back into mid though. This turret will get first contact, and MTA needs to be very careful in this spot.
This hourglass is getting lower and lower. 15 seconds left. They haven't gotten a ton of space yet. The turret goes back up. They have to end B here. And they've got Melser right behind them. Hey, this is a false sense of security, but Aspas is holding the line. He's got to understand there's a little bit of a threat now. One way to cover one side is they can focus elsewhere. Shyy strikes at just the right time, leaving Aspas on his own in a clutch, dashing back, trying to buy a little bit of time, trying to buy a little bit of space, and it's Mel.
What kind of grab net is this? Is this for close left? That would be ridiculous. It doesn't even matter.
Aspas gets high ground and drops Keznit.
Keznit couldn't move.
That was just so well done.
Oh my gosh, Melser gets spammed.
Through the smoke, picked apart, one by one. And now forced to solve a 2v5 equation. And those numbers do not add up.
I know exactly.
Yeah, you just have to flood out of heaven here because of that Hunter's Fury.
One enemy remaining.
The arithmetic's not getting any better. It's a flawless round. There's just so much passive info that's gathered. So they clear the wall, and now, because of that, Lev are forced to keep a couple of members closer here. Meanwhile, the rest of the hit is headed towards B. They've rejoined the fray with heat. And Tex has to understand there's a little bit of presence here. Is there enough? Is there any more utility out from Mazino? He has a grab net. Still in hand. Is he convinced that that's where it's coming from? There's a net, but it's too little too late. That shock is going to hurt. They got him all there. Only one found, though. kiNgg just recklessly jumping through the smoke, somehow claiming a life with it.
Last player standing.
Leaving aspas in a 1v3. The dash is procced, the sheriff in hand, swings out, spots one, able to clean him up. I don't know. Don't look at me that way, I have no idea. Still two more to be found. Not able to connect onto this. And then you look at the other side of the map, you have two cages and you have two trips as well. I think so much of this relies on Heat to be able to find value with this knife. If he's able to find the right targets, then they can play around it.
I don't know if he connected onto the deadlock or not. It looks like he did because that trip did not go off yet.
Yeah.
But it will in the mid round.
No surprise.
There's the stun. Melser, forget the stun. He takes out Mazino.
Swide swinging and moonwalking his way into landing that shot. Numbers still the way of the defense with 10 seconds left. They've got to get the spike down. A little bit of time was bought. A brief moment of peace. And off of that, they commit. Now trying to fight and deal with everything. It's up
mid default that has happened every single round. It's going to get punished this time around if dash is not popped.
Sensor goes off, paranoia goes through, aspas gets the kills, and there it is, just like that.
Whoa.
But it's only one found. They've managed to avoid it, yes, bruised, but still standing.
MTA needs to be very careful here, or he might not be standing quite more. Aspas and Tex are all swinging together. Mazino with the follow-up.
This is disaster. This is disaster.
Spike down mid.
They walk into the trap, and they're picked apart.
Big overcommitment into mid from the rest of the squad of crew, and now it's a 3v1 for Shyy, and he gets 4 trips there. Oh, but the KO ultimate
It's
gets out most of it.
It's only going to get one, though. And honestly, given how far away he is, I'm surprised it even hit that.
It's somehow connected onto Mazino.
There may have been a knife.
Go out.
Yeah, it may have been a knife for something. Either way, they're still going to have to deal with the sound sensors. Aspas is able to punish onto one, but they're still trying to make their way out onto the site. That is a bold TP from kiNgg, but takes a step back. Is that going to connect?
It does.
It will. Forced to sit and watch in a blue screen. They're going to try to save him, but I don't think they can. Shyy will fall. And now the 3 remaining members of crew are huddled out onto the site, shoulder to shoulder, hand in hand, with the exception of Melser, who's a little bit further off, a little bit closer to the wall, holding his 50 line. What's the cue for Lev to go? What are they waiting for?
Paranoia right there.
But it doesn't hit Melser. You got to be careful. He's already found one. Can they flood around it? Melser gets 3 on the round. He's got to get them all.
Look at how far back Tex is playing. He's jump spotting B main right now. Omen Flash does connect.
Again, it's another leg though. A little bit more close. Now the trip's cleared. Mazino is in a really good spot. He's playing on the other side of smoke. Aspas has to take a step back, but he's overwhelmed. He's outgunned. What can Mazino do to counter? They're going to push into spawn, potentially. They have so much space. Mazino and kiNgg are surrounded.
30 seconds
Tex is
left.
so far away from the play. And that's not one down. Make that both.
Placing alarm bomb.
Crew have clawed their way back into this. How much of a hero can Tex be?
Aspas and connecting every single shot.
Tagging a couple, a little bit of damage dealt.
Oh. Oh my gosh, he's stuck right behind this wall. He can updraft past it if need be.
But then he'd get stunned.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
My ult's ready.
almost doesn't get out.
Mazino is dead.
I mean, you don't expect somebody right there, though.
I think he played that perfectly.
Aspas jump spotted mid. He does see Shyy. That's why he's leaning towards A. He saw Shyy leaning towards catwalk.
Yeah, still back in spawn. Common's invested the ult on this. Oh. They've thrown so much into this round. They've got to find a way to convert. The blades are on the site. kiNgg is here. It's only a 1-for-1 though. Aspas with 87 HP, no armor to speak of. He tries to get over the top. The spam from MTA is too good. Whoa. Can the op connect?
That could have.
Almost does. A 2v2 now. MTA weak. 30 HP. Keznit still healthy. How do you get into this round?
Oh, Tex wants a rifle so bad. He doesn't want to go into this retake with an operator. No body will be found quite yet.
Oh, and especially if crew play this so patiently and so carefully, I mean, they're not going to give him anything. Spam initially not connecting, and now they're starting to funnel away out of heaven. One spotted. He still gets that. It's all onto Keznit. A 1v2. The need to deliver from the start. One has been found. Can Tex land the shot? Dashes across. He buys so much time. There's none left.
Space was gathered into mid on the cat, pushing the players off of A main as well with that drone.
Placing swarm grenade.
It's going to be a
Swarm grenade
lockdown.
out. In.
Nothing can be done about this. Lev are going to have to sit double back sight here unless they decide to get fully out.
Yeah, there's enough of a gap in heaven here. And in hell.
A lot of utility here, a lot of traps.
I don't feel good about this. The paranoia is out. Aspas able to get a second. Dashing around, staying alive, make that 3. But I think more importantly, not connecting onto tech. So all of that utility is still up. The most important being the cam.
Yeah, and now that paranoia being invested as well.
There it is.
It was all to get this KO ultimate. It is invested. This is what it all comes down to, Doug.
The dart over the top, the flash out.
30 seconds left.
They're so worried.
Holy
So
smokes.
worried. They saw Aspas here, but he still gets 1.
And that's an important one too. And now everyone else has arrived. Texas joined the fray. The spike is sitting on the ground. Harmlessly, and now the ult dropped. MTA is going to be lured all the way into his death. With 10 seconds left, they've got to commit to getting the spike down. Texas still playing back sight. How much more can he do? It's calm over the top. Crew. And the thing is, there's nothing that they really have to deal with all this utility. The paranoia's out. They're going to try to swing into this, and the grab net straps them into the ground, pulls them into their death, but Heat on the counter. Forced to sit back on the other side of the wall, but the site, barring Aspas, is open. Can he punish with the Outlaw? 1 found, make that 2! And just like that, Crew are left on last hopes, on last life. Can he bring them over the finish line? Can he keep things alive for Crew? He's been electric, he's been dynamic, but now he's been found. And as all 3 members of Lev start to push their way